Hello, it's Gav from IGN, and I'm joined by Chris and Khan from Ray, and we're going to have a look at Ray Replay, but it's the Snapshot stuff. So what is Snapshot, guys?
So Snapshots, they're kind of little bite-sized challenges.
Okay.
So some of our older games, they're obviously quite difficult to play, and we thought we'd make them more digestible for players to break them down into small digestible chunks. It kind of means we haven't had to dilute the challenge, and if the player fails on a particular challenge, they've got that just one more go vibe about them, so they can jump straight back in and try it again, which is quite cool. So we tried to get a mixture of snapshots. Some of them are kind of instructional, so they'll teach the players the basic mechanics of the games. Some of them are kind of will place the player in a scenario, kind of an iconic scenario, so Turbo Tunnel and Battletoads, for example, or face off against a giant squid monster in Cobra Triangle. And then some of them we've actually played around with some of the mechanics, given a bit of a twist, and we can show you examples of all of these right now. So we'll jump into Nightlord first. And when people play Nightlord, there's kind of, I don't know if you know what Nightlord is, but you go around this kind of an isometric maze collecting objects. Each room is a bit of a puzzle, and you've got to throw these objects into a cauldron, and eventually you break the curse that's bestowed upon Sabreman. But there's kind of an advanced technique that, obviously Nightlord was made in the days before tutorials, so we thought the snapshot would be quite a nice way to teach players this kind of advanced technique. So I'll just kind of show it off now. So the idea of this is to grab the chalice that is positioned on the top of some of these pillars. And what we'll see is you can't really make this jump, you'll fail and you'll die. But there is a trick that Nightlord players use where, if you'll see, we have an inventory slot on the bottom corner, and in there we've given the player a boot, and you can actually stand on top of these objects and jump off them to get a bit more height. But what most players don't know is you can actually pick up the object as you jump and keep it in your inventory, so you don't leave it behind. So I'll wait for him to turn into a wolf. You can get a bit more height. Let's try that again.
Just like that.
Just like that. That's what happens when you do it wrong. There's still a bit of challenge even when you know the secret. You can. There's latency going on. I'm going to have a word with the engineers about this. We need to sort out the controls latency.
Good workman.
You can do this.
I'll do it this time. There we go.
Oh, well.
There we go.
It shows how hard it is, I guess.
And it's also, I am going to do this.
See, this is that one more go mentality in action.
There we go.
Just another one,
So I need to pick it up this time because I can now grab the chalice and chuck it into the cauldron to end the snapshot.
Good work.
So that's one. Another game, I'll just pass the controller to Khan now. So Lunar Jetman.
Lunar Jetman, So the idea here is we've actually, it's one of the examples of the snapshot we've poked around in the original game and made some changes. So we've taken the enemies out for a snapshot. So you can focus on one core mechanic and be distracted by the whole thing, so you see it in isolation.
Yes, I don't know if you guys have played Lunar Jetman recently, but it's not as relaxed as this normally. Normally within a couple of seconds you'll get a meteorite flying in from off screen and knocking you to oblivion, which makes it hard to learn certain mechanics. So yeah, the idea of this is we'll make it a bit more sedate for the player, let them learn these kind of mechanics in their own time.
It's nice. Just fixing roads.
It's a lot more therapeutic than the real game.
It's quite relaxing.
I should have done this one really instead of doing the hard one. I could fail repeatedly.
Something quite cute about it. Nice.
There we go.
Good work.
But as well as that, obviously I mentioned earlier certain games have certain iconic moments. So Battletoads has, obviously the level everyone knows.
Yeah.
But if anyone ever got past there was a nice little level later on where you had to kind of chase a rat down kind of a load of scaffolding to reach a bomb, and it's nice, kind of like chapter select in a DVD will let viewers just watch their favourite scenes in a film. Mm-hmm. We like Snapshots as a potential way that we can serve up these highlights of our games and let players just jump straight into them. And it means that, you know, some players who've never played Battletoads before, they might have heard of these iconic levels, and they can actually jump straight into them, see what all the fuss is about, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. And in this particular case, if you're going to fail miserably, it gives you a nice, quick restart loop without the fear of having to start the whole game again.
Oh,
like that. And it's like, never mind, straight back in. So I can fail miserably again.
I like the little trumpet at the end as well.
The sad trombone.
Yeah. He's gone.
He's out of it.
Yeah, he's gone.
If I nailed that bit at the bottom, I could probably catch him up now, but I'm not going to nail it.
Basically, if you make one wrong decision in this, like, you're screwed.
Yeah, so the snapshots are kind of structured in a way so each game will have a couple of easy ones, they're almost teaching the players the mechanics, a couple of medium ones that they'll give a bit of a challenge, and then one one that offers a staunch challenge for even people that played the games back in the day, fans of those games, just so there's something for everyone.
That's awesome.
And as well as these scenarios, we also offer kind of twists on the original. So we can show you a couple of these now. The first one, so Jetpack. Jetpack had 16 levels back in the day, but people might not necessarily realise that because every level was laid out in the same kind of way. I'll just quickly show. Every level had these platforms laid out on the screen.
The platforms in the exact same place as well, weren't they?
Yeah, on every single level. So we thought it would be cool to actually play around with that. What would happen if, you know, we say did a snapshot without any platforms? It kind of gives you free reign to move around and the enemy's free reign to move around, and all of a sudden it becomes a lot more unpredictable.
Yeah.
And so we got this little snapshot.
You get no like rest by either, so you don't you can't like jump on a platform and just stop flying because you've got to keep flying forever.
Exactly. Yeah. So the idea of this snapshot is we're making use of the wraparounds of the playfield as well. So you just task the player with doing 5 wraps of the play area, but obviously as I'm showing, it's not that straightforward. It's particularly high risk when you're near the edge of the screen because those UFOs have a nasty habit of kind of blocking your escape route. But,
Sweet.
And then another one, just the final snapshot we'll show you guys is it's probably my favourite one in the game actually. So Solar Jetman had these little kind of bonus games in the middle after every couple of levels where it'd give you 10 seconds to collect diamonds, but you'd never have enough time to collect all the diamonds, to be honest. And so we just thought, why can't we get rid of that time limit and just treat it as a bit of a time trial? So this snapshot will just require you to collect 10 gems as fast as possible. And I don't know if you've noticed, all these snapshots will have like a time limit or a high score, and so we have 80 snapshots in our game in total, and each one will offer an Xbox Live leaderboard. So we're hoping the competition will be high, even if you complete them. I'll pass the pad to Carl now to try and beat my excellent time there.
So see, Chris had a lot more practice on this. I'm the one that poked around in the old game and made sure it could run forever, but I have not played it as much. So Chris had a distinct advantage. There's also the super boost in this one, isn't there? Which I completely forget every time. Come on, dude.
Yeah, I mean, we just find these insanely replayable just because they're so short. Let you dive into the entire breadth of our historic back catalogue, really, and just sample little delights. And adds a lot of competition as well.
Yeah,
just
it's
simple
good.
leaderboards and.
I think it especially pays off with the Spectrum games, which are quite intimidating, I think, to modern gamers. And now there's a way, and you can just see the best bits of that. Even if you don't want to put in a complete game experience, you can see what it's about and talk about it.
Yeah.
Do you want to have a go on this particular snapshot while we're at it?
So I got to beat 4. Well, I'm going to try and beat 4.
So what are the buttons actually before I do that?
So the right trigger that does a jet boost. If you hold down the X button as well, it kind of makes it a more powerful jet boost.
Right.
And either D-pad or left stick will rotate your ship left and right. There's a fair bit of inertia to take into account. Yeah, I think slow and steady should win the race.
No, it's just got... Get that. Oh shit.
So in the original, it would have timed out by now. It'd be like,
Oh.
you got 4 diamonds, and you'd have been, could have done with a bit more time, and I was quite enjoying it. So.
It's so hard.
Yeah. Here we go. That's a good little.
That's what's great about this game, though. You get to a point where you just kind of you feel it, and it just you can really improve.
Yeah, and it just lets you jump straight back into it.
Where's the other one?
I think it's on
I
the
reckon
right
it's on the right, middle right, maybe.
Yeah. Or maybe top right. Yeah.
There it is. Can't get around.
Oh! How is this happening?
There we go. Got it.
1 minute 13.
That's
Well, thank you very much for showing me those, guys. They were really cool.
No worries.